Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? Woo! It's Saturday. Saturday night. I feel all right. So, yeah, today is today. And as for what we're doing today, we'll get to that in a minute. But how's everyone doing? How is everyone doing today? I keep forgetting. I got new AirPods, or earpods are on the way. They should be in tomorrow. Intro music scare. Why is it scare the heck out of you? Why would the intro music scare the heck out of you? It's the same thing it's always been. I haven't changed anything. Building my first Voron at 2302. Nice. Congrats, Tony. Whoop whoop. Sunday morning stream down under. Down under. Throw a shrimp on the bobby. I was distracted. Oh, like it just came out of nowhere. Okay, that makes sense. That's me. It's Halloweeny today. It's not. It's not even the spook. Yesterday was a spooky day, because yesterday was the 13th. Today is just the 14th of October. It's like, bleh, Saturday. One day closer to dying. We all are. Bleh. But speaking of spooky, hey, you want to win a spool of Polymaker filament? Every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description for your chance to win that spool of Polymaker filament, because we give away one every stream. So go enter. Also, speaking of entering, look at this. Oh, hey, cool. The monthly community challenge contest is up. Okay, so you have until the 27th of October to enter for your chance to win either a spool of Polymaker filament or a and only Benchies merch, either hat or t-shirt. So 2 categories. It's October, so it's spooky. What's with the hashtag pickup drop bullshit? What the fuck? You guys trying to summon somebody? This is YouTube. We don't do that shit here. So 2 categories for this month's contest. It's Halloween, so you know, dress up themed. So you have 2 options, either a cosplay or a costume. So what that means is if you show a picture of you wearing an entire costume while dressed, not the whole costume has to be printed, but a portion of it, that's a costume entry. So I've got some examples, okay? So if you go, hey, this is my DC-17M blaster from Star Wars Republic Commando. Look at it. That is a prop. If you have a picture of it, hey, I am now using this as an accessory for my costume. That is a costume, okay? So for example, this is a costume/cosplay entry. This is a prop entry. Potato, potato. Simple as that. So everyone, that's how you, those are the 2 categories. So go enter for your chance. You have until the last Friday of the month to get your entry in. The drop is from Twitch. Oh, I gotta really get good with Twitch, because like I've been watching Twitch, but the people I watch on Twitch don't do this, that kind of stuff. So I have like no idea, and the fact that I stream on Twitch now, which, speaking of that, holy shit, the box for this was huge, but I got this now. So I got the Elgato pop-up screen, so hopefully I won't have to deal with the RTX background removal anymore on the gaming stream. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Just to put it in perspective, don't leak the super secret Voron Discord stuff. Okay, it's not ready. People won't be able to handle what's on that. Okay, so now, and you get this, but oh look at me, I'm in Prusa now. Ooh, spooky. Hi, I'm in Delaware. I think like some of you will hopefully get that. Delaware. So yeah, so that is that. don't worry, we'll get to the content tonight later. Don't worry, we will get to the content in a minute. We just got some housekeeping first. Also, today's video, hope you watched today's video, the video we put out today. I used the royal we. The channel's just me. Like, it's me, myself, and me. So with yes, we put a video out today, the royal we, so me. So video out today, hopefully you watched it. It was from Earth. It was chatting with E3D from Sam with E3D about their new fancy hot ends and what they have there. And yeah, Revo's been around for 2 years, because we were talking about that at the show, and it's like, yeah, it's been 2 years since like Revo was like announced and like a thing. And it's like, holy shit, time flies. Holy shit, time flies. It's like back when Revo launched, it's like, we had one nozzle and we had to print both ways uphill with that for 1 kilogram of filament. And now it's like, you got Diamondback, you got high flow, you got the high temp. It's like, cool. So if you haven't watched the video, go watch it. So that was it. And then also, because I had to get that video to that 8 minutes so I can get that sweet, sweet pennies of YouTube ad revenue, I put the Jeff stuff at the end. So that was that. I needed the Prusa background. Oh. I was actually gonna start the whole stream doing a rip on the Wayne's World thing with the green screen, but I'm like, I would have had to bring it out here and set it up, and then set up the chroma key on this computer, and I was like, screw it. Considering before I went live, my lab was dead, that's why I got the DJI one out here. I was like, ugh. So next week is gonna be Gil. I think next week's video is gonna be Gil. I think. Yeah. Next week's video is gonna be Gil. I don't think I can leak that. So yeah, I guess we'll get to the content tonight. What is your opinion on the 3D print general situation? Jamie, glad you asked. Jamie Lima, glad you asked about that. Yeah, we got time for that. So yeah, so 3D print general, my opinion hasn't really changed. I've spoken, I feel, for the general. Did you know the general? I knew the general. He got screwed. The problem is, in his line of work, and by his line of work, I mean a YouTuber that does YouTube stuff that's right in that edge, okay? I think he I won't say he did it to himself, but I think when a lot of YouTube system is automated, okay? A lot of YouTube's system is automated. A lot of it is handled by lower level employees. So what I think happened in his situation, and this is all just conjecture and from like the limited knowledge of YouTube I know with my issues I've had with YouTube over the years, which were luckily corrected. Basically, you don't want to call attention to yourself. You don't want to be the blade of grass that grows the tallest. You want a gray man. You want to blend into the crowd when you do that kind of stuff. Or happen to have a channel that does do that kind of stuff that brings in enough ad revenue for YouTube that they turn a blind eye, kind of like the whole Brandon Herrera, Demolition Ranch, like those kind of channels. They oh, believe me, they I'm sure they have a full-time YouTube employee making sure those guys, you know, Brandon's little Shinzo Abe pew pew thing, that was fun. But basically, I think when it was what, he got his channel demonetized, and then there was like a whole bunch of other stuff that happened, and then they banned his channel. And I think what ended up happening is when he got his channel demonetized or whatever it was, he basically caused a ruckus. There was enough noise that somebody higher up with actual power took a look at it and probably just went, it's not worth it, axe him. And I think that's what happened, because at the grand scheme of things, his channel's nothing to YouTube. My channel's nothing to YouTube. Unless you're pulling like, you know, 100 million views a month, like your channel is really nothing to YouTube. They don't care. Them losing you is nothing to them. It doesn't affect them in the least. So they just went, it's not worth it. He's causing too much noise, get rid of it. I think that's probably what happened. Somebody somebody high enough finally took a look at it and went, yeah, not worth it, get rid of him. It's shit, don't get me wrong. I wish it didn't happen, but I think that's kind of what happened. rocking the boat essentially. It is what it is. That's why I don't touch that stuff. Believe me, I'm former Canadian Forces. I used to shoot USPSA, IPSC, IDPA, all that. I enjoy my pew-pews, right? I've got a collection, but there's a reason why I don't do anything related to any of that on this channel. This was actually, at one point, this channel was Nero 1911, and I had a bunch of that stuff on this channel. That has all been scrubbed because I'd rather not risk it. So, yeah, it sucks, but yeah. Mr. B. Well, look what happened with, shoot, what's his name? Is it iShow Speed? What happened with him on a stream? And I'm not going to comment on it all. If you know, you know. And they just gave him like a couple, like a 3-day ban or something. And then you got what's going on with Sniper Wolf right now, with the whole Jack. Is it Jacksepticeye or Jack's Film? Jacksepticeye is the other guy, right? Jack's Films. There's a thing going on with Sniper Wolf where she's like one of those top, YouTube, stars or whatever, and all she does is shitty React videos, and somebody's been calling her out for like a year. So she shows up at his house and like, oh hey, come outside and makes it, like basically doxed him. And everyone's like, YouTube, are you gonna ban her? Because she's like completely crazy and whatnot. And YouTube hasn't done anything yet because she's one of their darlings, right? Where does she get all her ideas? From her fans. Yeah. So, how's my evening going? Good. Getting to the content in a minute here though. But yeah, here's, at the end of the day, YouTube is a private platform. They are allowed to feature whatever they want on this platform, and they're allowed to deny any content they want on this platform. This is their house. They're the ones that pay for the servers. They're the ones who have the EULA that we all agreed to. They can ban my account at any point, and I can complain and whatnot, but I have no right to be on this platform. Like it's not a right, especially me. I'm a foreigner, so it's shit, but it is what it is. Did she break any laws? California, I believe Jack's Films is in California, and there are laws against doxing. YouTube is Google, and Google's motto is do no. That hasn't been Google's motto in like a decade. The do no evil thing hasn't been Google's motto in like a decade. It's not even Google anymore. It's Alphabet, and it's yar me hearties. I love money. It's Mr. Krabs going, I like money. Hey Michael, how you doing? But yeah, she rocked up on his house and posted an Instagram story saying, hey, should we talk or whatever, showing the front of his house, like to her 5 million followers. And check her YouTube comments. Her followers are a little unhinged. So yeah. So there's a Maker Faire this weekend, right? It's Bay Area Maker Faire. Is it? Yeah, it's Bay Area Maker Faire this weekend, right? Yeah. I think Steve's there right now. Why are the Bambus your favorite printer of all time? I was about to get to the content, but I'll take a detour for that. They're my favorite printer because, I figure if all my information goes to the cloud, it just becomes better, right? Like Google already has everything about me. Apple doesn't, because I don't have any Apple device except for my AirPods, which I'm gonna burn tomorrow. I just figure, with them knowing everything, it's gotta be, it just gotta work. Oh, I've got clips on this printer. I printed some stuff, cool. I just figure, as the printer knows more about me, it learns. And it's kind of like you've seen Terminator 2, right? Like after, there's that deleted scene where they reset his chip and it begins to learn and becomes a better Terminator. I think that's kind of why I prefer the Bambu machines, because they're learning, right? They grow with you, and they'll just become better and better. So I think that's why. Also, I don't like having to do maintenance on my machines. I'd rather, if something breaks, like, these little bearings up there, if one of them explodes, I'd rather just throw the machine out and just buy a new one. Because, I'm not gonna spend $80 on a new XY gantry and a day of my life taking the machine apart and putting it back together just to fix a 30-cent bearing. I'll just throw the machine out and buy a new one, right? That's why I prefer. But I'm just happy, like all companies now, are doing enclosed high-speed Core XY machines that are attached to cloud services that steal all your data. I am so happy that that's the way the industry has changed towards. And that's kind of what, I'm thrilled that that's kind of the way things are going. Why am I always hating on Voron? It's, you know, they're just pompous, right? Like, you know, a couple people thinking they could build, like, you know, design the best printers in the world that, you know, all these companies are now copying for ideas and whatnot. And they have the audacity to, like, not sell anything. And it's like, you know, I want to give them my money, but I can't. And then also the fact that, you know, I'm on the team. So, you know, I'm just a Prusa shill, right? So, like, the fact that I'm on the Voron team, that just discredits everything they do, right? Because I'm just a paid Prusa shill. So we just can't trust anything they do anymore. I want to move this camera over here. Why? Because I'm going to. Because I need room over there. So yeah. Big Voron. Yeah, Big Voron is like, seriously, it's the amount of revenue that Voron brings in for Voron design influences the market heavily. Like it's like, you know, it's like those back alley deals with Creality and whatnot that we're part of, right? That, you know, the whole thing was, you know, we had a good thing going, right? They would just keep making shitty V-wheel bed flingers, and then we would actually come out with good printers, and that would force the whole, you know, market to adjust, right? You know, you would have, you know, shitty bed flingers that people would buy, and then they would go build Vorons because they were the only better thing. And then Bambu had to go fuck it all up by coming out with a machine that's actually good that you can buy for a reasonable price. So it's kind of like they screwed the whole system. We had a good thing going. So. Prusa. Well, it's not a secret. Prusa owns Printed Solid, and Printed Solid is one of the largest Voron kit resellers. So technically, Voron is owned by Prusa, technically. Kinda, sorta, maybe, I don't know. Where do you actually find a list of people on the Voron team? That's a good question. The closest thing you could do is go on the Voron Discord, and pretty much anyone with the admin tag or the engineering tag, you could pretty much go, they're on the Voron team. Like, they probably have their names on the credit somewhere of one of the machines. Anyone who is like crew is kind of like the Friends Club kind of thing. So crew would be the largest, like if you were to like, if you're on the crew, you are on the team, but you may not be part of the active dev team. It's kind of a weird thing. There's no actual, like there is somewhat of a rank structure within Voron, but it's pretty much like Max, Doc, Steve, everyone else. Yeah. Congrats on going full-time printing. It's been a little bit now. Have you enjoyed it? Have you got any challenges you anticipate? Bob, I'm full-time YouTube. I'm not a full-time printer. I print like one thing a week, let's be honest. I'm a full-time YouTuber, which has actually been over a year now, and it's going great. Loving it. But we'll get to the content in a minute. We're just, you know, chat's kind of busy, so we're just, you know, we're just chatting with chat. Hey, chatting with chat. What are the requirements to get a Voron serial? They're linked on the subreddit, I think. But basically, a video of your printer working with like a piece of paper with the date, time stamp with your YouTube or your Discord name on it, and clean electronics. Engineer replacement gantry for the X1C. Nathan, I could do you one better. It's just called the gantry out of like fucking any of the other machines. I don't know. The Legacy. Just take the gantry out of a Legacy. Same thing. I mean, let's be honest, there's nothing fancy with this gantry. It's two 8mm rods, equidistant spacing. You can probably throw a Prusa tool head on there and call it a day. Addictive Adam, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Remember, the best way to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, because we'll get to the content in a minute. It's coming up. Consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or gifting memberships to others, or just donating to the channel directly. Allows me to do the things I do, create the content I create, like this awesome content you're seeing tonight. Legacy is a good printer. Legacy is a great printer, just don't print it in hips. It cracks a lot. But that's the one, something fell down. That's the one Voron I don't have is a Legacy. I've got a V1, but I don't have a Legacy, so. It's free to watch. Well, your name's green, so you're already a channel member. So actually, I don't know why it defaults to top chat. It's live chat. I want to do live chat. Hips is prone to cracking. Yes, yes it is. Hips is really good for certain things, but it's really stiff, which means it's very stiff, which means it can crack easily. The Voron kit Max gave you as in a legacy. No, it's a V1. It's a Voron kit. It is VK20. It is technically the last, if you want to be technical, the Voron kits were the only Vorons ever sold to the public. He bought stuff to make 20 of them, and this was just to like get Voron started, right? There was V24, but that was like a commission thing that was hoping to become a thing, but never really did, obviously. So there's V24, and then there were the 20 Voron kits, serial number 1 to 20. However, he bought stuff for 20 kits. He only had enough, like once you have bad bearings or whatever, he only ended up having enough stuff for 18 like good kits. And then last year at Murph, when we were all drinking, me and Steve convinced him to like throw what was left together with a few parts that he bought and actually finish kit 19 and 20, and me and Steve would build them using the original manual and everything, just to kind of how far Voron has come and whatnot. So we did that last year and it was super fun. So yeah, that was the V1 I have is Voron kit 20, serial number 20. So technically that is would be serial the last Voron ever sold. Elf310 gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Thoughts on the rat rig? After in-house draft part, looking at either 500 rack or custom size. Okay, will be used for ABS. Okay, so Christopher, the only rat rig I have is the one I built, which is a rat rig 3.1, but it's a 200. Which, if you're gonna build one of these guys, don't build the 200. I like it. I like it for like, I don't use it too often, but it is a nice machine. It's just really big for the print volume. At 500, if you are looking for a 500 millimeter spec printer, I would go with the rat rig over the Voron. The Vorons are not designed to be big printers. Fun fish fact, the Voron itself, the V1, the original Voron, is designed to be an Ultimaker. It was supposed to be a competitor for the Ultimaker that you could build at home using off-the-shelf parts. That was the original design goal of the Voron. That's why it's kind of the print volume it is, because it's pretty much the same print volume as an Ultimaker. Ultimaker 2, I think. Apollo, gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers, Apollo. So yeah, so the original Voron, that's what the design goal, and now, granted, it's Core XY, and you're like, well, the Ultimaker's not Core XY. Yes, but the Core XY motion system is a good motion system if you're looking for a compact printer, because the other design goal was a very efficient printer volume to printer size. So if back in the day, if you look, a lot of the Core XY machines and bed flingers and whatnot were not very space efficient. You had massive machines, small print volumes. So the goal was basically the largest print volume to the smallest printer size machine that could basically do what an Ultimaker does. That was like the original design goal of the Voron, and then it's kind of gone from there. But because of that legacy, Vorons, regardless of what internet meme point chasers believe, Vorons are not meant to be fast printers. They were never designed to be a fast printer. Now, amend them. Core XY is a fast motion system. It's also a compact motion system that is actually pretty efficient space-wise and cost-wise. So it does have other benefits besides speed. But a Voron is designed to be what it is. It's not designed to be a fast printer. It just happens to have a Core XY motion system in it, which is a fast motion system. At least nowadays. Back in the day on 8-bit, we weren't pushing it that fast. So yeah, so it just kind of, yes, it can go fast, but the machine was never designed to be a high-speed machine. That's why, part cooling is, it's designed to be enclosed. Most of us print ABS on them. So yeah, part cooling's good, but you can't print PLA crazy fast because there isn't enough part cooling. Well, it was never designed to print PLA super duper fast. It was designed to print fast, like just, normal speeds. Go on the Voron design website and actually read the goals. Nowhere in like the design ethos of Voron is fast mentioned at all. Here for the Tico content. Yeah, Tico. I gotta find the charger for it still. I don't know where it is, or the plug. It's somewhere under something. I gotta plug it in. I need to put a shelf up there with stuff. I saw a 600 by 600 one. Someone was trying to sell for crazy. Well, okay, they're trying to sell it because they built it and realized how dumb it was, and now they're trying to sell it. Fess up there. The content's coming. You guys are just being too, like, very interactive in chat tonight for some reason. So I'm not gonna, like, abandon chat. But don't worry, we got content tonight. We got content tonight. We're getting to it. The Trident is built as fast enough for any. Yeah, remember, the Trident and the V2 are the exact same machine. They're exact same gantry. It's just the difference is one, the bed moves, one, the gantry moves. Simple as that. Have you ever worked on a 3D printer with servo? I have not, because I don't believe servos are worth it. Because what do you get with servos? You get closed loop, okay? I haven't had a layer shift on any of my well-tuned machines that I regularly use in months, years maybe. So yeah. Will you make a Tico backpack and cosplay as Mitch at Murph next year? I'm too tall. But I may have a Delta that Mitch might be familiar with soon. We'll see. I'm drinking gamer subs. I'm. What do we even have today? We got some brand risk. Yeah. Also, hey Joel, this was one of your shirts, but this is like all that's left of the Joel. This is all that's left of the Joel bot. Look at this. Look at this. I've lost me Joel. Servos would be good on very large printers. Depends what motion system you're doing. If you're doing like ball screw, if you're building like a super large industrial machine, ball screws and servos make sense. But anything like this scale for the DIY home user, ball screws servos are basically a waste of money. You're spending way too much. Now, you're like, oh, what about Theopoly? Oh, I got the Magneto X. Well, that also does away with the belts and all the issues that those come with. So, yeah. Yeah, in-house prototype. Yeah, the rat rig design scales a lot better to the large format. It's 30-30 extrusions and 9mm belts on your XY. So right off the bat, you're beefy. Now, I've spoken to somebody about wanting to build, they wanted to build a larger Voron for commercial use, like in-house at a facility. And I'm like, you can, look at the rat rig, but if you're dead set on the Voron, what you would want to get is Masumi 4040 extrusions. So let me pull them up here. So Masumi has this profile of aluminum extrusion. So what you would do is you would use these extrusions. Now, from the outside, these just look like 2020 stacked, okay? So what you use is you use these for your verticals, okay? So if you want to build a bigger Voron than a normal Voron, like beyond 350, say you needed a really tall one for whatever reason. This person, they did prosthetics. So they only needed like 350 on the XY, but they needed it tall. So they were looking at a Voron. So I'm like, okay, what you do is, say you need say 300 by 300 by 500, okay? You would use these for your verticals. So this way you don't actually have to modify any files, because you use these for your verticals and you just mount your extrusion, your rails and everything on the inner stuff. And then the outer stuff, you can either slot in panels and go like double glazed. You can do double glazing if you were really worried about heat. Because the thing is too, they needed a hot chamber because they were printing material that they're having issues with layer adhesion at the higher heights. So I'm like, okay, you would do a Nevermore, you get a convection current going. You basically use the extra gap you're gonna have here with these, which is gonna make a sturdier, taller frame, and also gives you room for 2 layers of insulation so you can actually air gap it. And yeah, and I think they even make a fancy rounded version of this, but those are probably more expensive. But yeah, so, and 2040, you can do 2040. I would say just use those just because it's one SKU for all 4. And then you would use 2040 at the tops and the bottom. So that way, what you could do is you could inset a panel within the extrusion itself, and then put another panel on the outside. So that way you actually have, you know, you can't suck the air out and make a vacuum, but at least you have, you know, you can fill it with insulation, or you have more room for insulation. Depends on how much heat you need to trap. Besides a printer based on V24, is there anything in the Voron pipeline you could speak about? I mean, I could. I mean, I could. But I'm not gonna do that. That would be rude, so no. Yes, maybe, I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Have you seen the Nevermore Max? Maybe? Like, here's the thing. Yes, I know all kinds of stuff. I could pull up the Voron Discord here and leak all kinds of cool shit that would blow your feeble little minds. Or maybe there's nothing there and I'm just messing with you. You gotta have some fun. You gotta have some fun. Gotta have some fun. Have I ever built an annex printer? I have not. I will be building a K1 as soon as Fabrico. As soon as Hector gets me a kit, I will be building one. So, did the BTT stuff show up? Unfortunately, no. It has not shown up yet. So, and I think I reached out to the contact. The problem is I have like 4 different contacts with a lot of these companies, and I can't remember who was the one I talked to about it. So, it would be a K3. So it would be a K3. Pi 5 is overkill, but do you see Clipper using capabilities of the Pad 5 to do something advanced like AI in the future? I don't think a Pi 5, like Raspberry Pis aren't powerful enough for the AI stuff. Most people doing the AI stuff is running like RTX cards, aren't you? I could see now. Here's the thing, I know there's, Chep's been pushing for it and a few others, but basically there's like a whole push to try and get your printer doing the slicing. So kind of like, it kind of is a thing with Octoprint. You can actually, Octoprint I think has Cura, it's been a hot minute since I've looked at it, but if I remember correctly, Octoprint actually has like a version of Cura in it. And you could actually just upload an STL and it'll slice it and just print it. The problem is settings and all that. But if you have more powerful processors, you can run, you know, it would be nice if you could just, you know, take an STL and throw it at a printer and it'll print. The problem is you run into, I had this issue with the Tico. You can only do one thing at a time, and you better hope the settings are right from the default, because you don't really have an option to change anything. So that's kind of the problem. Like you can't, you know, most of them just ingest the file and then print, right? You would need to be able to ingest the file, orientate it on the bed, make sure it's in the right orientation, make sure paint on supports, you know, no supports, you know, unsupported areas. Like there's a lot of stuff that you kind of have to go through before you actually upload it. Which is why I'm not a huge fan of these sites that just have like pre-made G-code and profiles for it. It's things like, I hear an ambulance. So yeah. Like Bambu. The thing is, the Bambu Maker World thing isn't even new. I mean, my Anchor Make does the exact same thing. The Anchor Make printer, same thing with the app. You just pick a thing on their little slicer store or whatever, and you just hit it and hit print, and the printer prints. So that's not original. Printables has import models directly into their slicer. So in Printables, you can just push a button on the site. It'll load the model into your slicer. If you're running a Prusa Mark IV, and you just slice it with the standard settings, and you just hit upload to the printer, which you connected over Wi-Fi. So it's really nothing new, and I still like having the slicer there to like tweak and adjust after I slice it. I'm not a huge fan of just like, I want this, cloud, printer go. I'm like, no, I want this. Oh shoot, this actually needs to be orientated this way. Let me bump my infill up a little bit, and oh shoot, let me, you know, mark this area for additional supports. Okay, to the printer go. Like I'm not a huge fan of just assuming Bob Smith on Thingiverse created the right G-code for this thing 5 years ago, and we're just running with it. I see the Anchor is working on it. I did. That's been teased for a while. Like I've seen pictures of it for like weeks now, I want to say, and it's kind of like, eh. I'm like, everyone's working on it. MMUs aren't exactly hard. Like, let's be honest. You can pay a guy minimum wage to just sit there at your printer and just swap filament manually. Like, an MMU is not a hard thing to do. A reliable MMU is. I mean, if it's running Clipper, you can just throw an ERCFA or Trad rack on anything. if you want, which is cool with the Poly machine, or Poly. You see the profile issue? I took offense to the fact that they were pre-making profiles for creators, hoping they would hop on their platform. Like, I'm sorry, like, I know they're all like, ooh, Creative Commons, but like, if your entire site is built upon just people just hoovering up every Creative Commons STL off every other site and re-uploading it to your site for points, yeah, that's not how a site should run. Like, yeah, that annoyed the heck out of me, that people, you know, get rewarded for like hoovering up free models off other sites and putting it on their site. So we're gonna build something. We're getting to the content. I'm making sure my desk is clean here before we get to the content. The pallet's been around for a while. The thing with the pallet, they kind of shot themselves in the foot, in my opinion, because the pallet 2, I know a few people that used it. It had some issues. Splicing filament has some issues. It's not exactly the most reliable, consistent thing, and it is slow. So the problem is, I knew people that were running pallet 2s on Vorons, and the problem was the Voron would outrun the pallet because it takes time to splice the filament together, and you still have purge too, because you don't know exactly where that splice is, so you actually have quite a bit of purge with it. So the problem is the printer would print faster than the thing can splice the filament together. It's like the Bugs Bunny thing where Buddy's on the front of the horse, or on the front of the horse, the train, and he's like laying down train tracks as the train's going. He's like, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. So that was that. And then the pallet 3 came out with a built-in Raspberry Pi, so nothing with Clipper can use it. So yeah. Is my desk OSB? It is OSB. Thank you for noticing. It's even better than that. What it is, and you're gonna love this, it is actually a scrap piece of OSB that I screwed to the desk of my toolbox, so I can actually fit these bigger printers that we're working on right now on top of this. So yeah. Every now and then there's a Habitat for Humanity restore in my town, and I check it out. Like every couple of weeks I stop in. I'm just waiting for a countertop to show up that I can buy, because I'm not buying a new countertop to butcher it down to size for this, because I don't 6 feet is too big, and I need like 4 feet. This is 4 feet. This is a 4-foot countertop. So I'm waiting on something to come in that I can buy and then take a saw to it and make it fit this. And nothing's come in yet. So thus, OSP board. Oh no, I got the smooth side. This is actually nice smooth. This is actually smooth. Okay. Yeah, very smooth. Asking for offcuts. For the kind of countertop, I'm just getting like the cheap wood one, like the, yeah. I've looked for like getting the fancy butcher block, but the problem is they sell that in 6 foot, and 6 foot's too big, because 6 foot would come out to here and here, which like blocks off my like ability to walk around easily. Plus it's not on sale. So if one comes on, I don't want quartz. I don't want a quartz one. It's too heavy. And I already have a chunk of quartz that I build stuff on. I'd rather just have like the little piece I pull out when I need it than that. So yeah. Oh yeah, I've checked all the places. I've checked. It's just, I don't want to spend how much a full-size one costs to just chop it down. And the fancy like butcher block stuff is like still like $250 for a 6-footer. And I'm like, yeah, screw that. You have to remember, I'm in Canada, so everything is stupidly overpriced and we don't have half the shit you have. Use MDF. That's what I have over here. I'm just I'm waiting on the Habitat restore, because again, I can get it for $4 a foot. Like literally the one piece that I have over there cost me 20 bucks. So I'd rather spend $20 on something that I'm gonna hack up to make it fit this than 5 times that when they do the exact same thing. And no, we don't have an IKEA. Love the restore. Yeah, the problem is with the restore, you're entirely dependent on what just happened to be dropped off. What temps and humidity? So right now in the garage, it is 16 Celsius and 62% humidity. Hard to get wood in Canada, there's no space to store due to all rubber mills. Butcher block is pretty cheap. Not really. Like those butcher block IKEA whatever are $200 for a 6-foot one in Canada. Okay, are we doing content? Yeah, let's do content. What are we gonna do? I know what we're gonna do. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. You. Of course, I got all the wood back here, so this is gonna be super annoying. Yeah, come on. Okay, how do I unplug this? Does this come out? That comes out there. Where does this go? Okay, you go into there. Oh yeah, that's right. Bamboo is stupid in the clips you can't get at from the side. You have to like do a stupid thing. That's right, I forgot. Bamboo are dumb when it comes to the way they orientated the bamboo. Cool. So let's set this over here. Okay, come on. You're gonna make me do this. You're gonna make me do this, aren't you, Bamboo? You're gonna make me do this, aren't you, Bamboo? Where is... Ah, there it is. Just can't make it easy, can you, Bamboo? The 6-pin connector has a little tab you have to like pinch to pull it out. The problem is, instead of it being smart so that when you plug it into the back of the machine, or the block on the back, and the tab is like facing outwards, it's the other way. So the tab is like pushed against the actual machine itself, and you can't just get in there with your hand. You have to like use like a pair of tweezers or a screwdriver to push it, because it needs to be rotated 180. But they didn't do that, because why would you need to? So instead, we're gonna come up here. And I'm gonna unplug you from here. You're gonna, how do I do this? Well, on the bright side, I don't have to filament over here. There we go. Okay. AMS. That's good. That's good. We got the AMS now. That's always good. Yeah, probably. I don't know. They don't talk to me anymore. They haven't talked to me. Even, by the way, even when like I had the issues with the machine, you know, smoking and whatnot, they never actually reached out to me. Hopefully I unplugged everything. Okay, how bad? Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Not as bad as I thought. So I haven't had a poop tray back here. So all of this is just kind of, I'm assuming a bunch of it has landed up on the ground. Today, for content, I gotta fix this because I keep getting a stupid error with the bed in regards to it, the bed sensor, because the way the sensors on these work, the actual nozzle sensor is built into the bed, and it's a piezoelectric sensor, which is stupidly sensitive to movement of the connector. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is you have to tape it down. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. So this is what I was talking about. These right here, the little clip that you have to like pinch is on the inside. You can't actually get at it with your fingers. They need to like, it should be 180, but it's not. So these ones, you know, these ones you can get at, right? Because you can push the clip on the bottom, and pinch it, and it comes out. These ones you can't. Duct tape fixes everything. Well, I had it taped, but what I think happened, I think I just used Captain tape and it may have come loose when I moved it out here. So I'm thinking that's what happened. There's a tool. Well, I don't need to undo it now because I'm just gonna take this whole assembly off as a unit. Yeah. So what you can do is you can just take this unit off like this. I know he linked me a tool, but I'm not going to go ahead and print it now. It's a little late for that, and I don't need it. But yes, I know there is a tool that you can print. But the fact that you have to print a tool when they could have just, you know, done it smartly from the beginning. But that's how Bambu do. What's up, me? What's up, you? How do you do? Printing tool is content. No, undoing screws is content. I told you we had content for today. This is content. Exciting content. The most exciting content. I don't think the retail, they do. Because I have a video on how to fix it on my channel, and I get comments all the time from people that are like, this fixed my printer, thank you. I find it absolutely hilarious. Put some screwing music on. This is screwing music. Yeah, I got a video on this, on how to do this. And then also after this, we're gonna put the Hydra mod in the AMS. Because I did it in the other AMS, but then I broke some filament in there, and it's kind of too much of a pain to replace. So I'm just gonna do it to my other AMS, because I have two. Because they sent me this one, and then they sent me the fixed one. Okay, so let's take this back panel off. Oh yeah, this is great. So this is, so when I talked about on the X1, or the X1E, let me get this camera over here. Let's use this camera. Let's get this over here. Are you not locked? Why are you? Wow, that leg don't work. Okay, well, whatever. Jeez, okay, so that leg don't work. Okay. The stability of our system. Okay, so look at all this leakage. So you got, this is all open. You can see right into the printer, obviously, because I got filament and shit that came back here. So yeah, so you got a fan here, you got exhaust here. Yeah, so this thing leaks like a sieve. So of course, putting a heater in here was a great idea. Okay, so the issue we have here, I think, yep, my tape came loose, that's what happened. So the issue you have is this. Okay, you do have a little gauge here, you do have a little clip that holds it. But as your bed moves up and down, this wire moves, which this has the heat for your bed, so the power for your bed, but it also has sensors for the piezoelectrics. And what happens is, as it moves, it does this, okay? It moves a bit. The problem is, piezoelectrics work by resistance. They measure resistance voltages. Like, as you put force on it, it generates a different current. Well, guess what else can affect resistances? Your wires in the connector moving. So as the bed moves up and down, this wire moves ever so slightly, and you get bad readings. So the fix for this is literally, you just tape it to here. So let me get some actual good tape. Shit, do I actually have some duct tape? I might not actually have duct tape out here. I got blue tape, but that's blue tape. Yeah, I just got blue tape. I don't have duct tape out here. Check in here. Oh, I've got, aha, that really annoying packing tape that has like the string in it. That'll work. Oh yeah, that was another thing. A lot of people don't realize the patent for heaters have expired. You can put heaters in a printer now. It means nothing. The patent expired years, or is it years now? It's been a while. The patent has been expired for a while now. So yes, you can put heaters in your printer. There's no patent preventing you from doing that. I hate this tape. I don't have scissors out here, so. Go. So now, this shouldn't move. Put one more piece, just to be safe. Don't want this moving. This tape is super annoying. Okay. There we go. Can't even believe something. Well, welcome to, I mean, the company was able to patent standoffs. Let's be real here. Welcome to the world of commercial. So many people, so many companies exist just because patents. Like, literally, patents are king when it comes to commercial companies, industrial companies, because literally that's how they make their money. Like, by the fact that you own the patent or you have a patent on something means, one, if it's a patent that prevents others from making something that can compete against you, hey, congratulations, you got a market lockdown. And two, hey, if somebody, you know, also wants to do the same thing, well, they can just pay you. So you get paid both ways. You get a locked-in market, and you get, you know, you can sell the, you know, rights to use it. Have they addressed this? I don't know. Apparently, if you complain, they'll send you a new wire. I don't know if the connector changed or what. I don't know. I know this is control board version 5. I have no idea what they're at now. Patents work until they don't. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't think certain things like utility, like design patents, I agree. Utility patents, like the concept of something, like kind of like how in Shadow of Mordor they have the what's that system? Shadow of Mordor has that system where like enemies, like they become like your like sworn enemy or something. Like it's a system where like you keep running to the same bad guys and they become like, you know, your adversary or whatever. Nemesis system, yeah. So the Nemesis system, yeah, good thing that was patented by the whatever company made that game. The Nemesis system, no game could do a system like that because it's patented, and good thing they're using that patent to their fullest right now. They used it for 2 games and they haven't used it since. I think it was Bandai? Might have been Bandai. For the longest time, you couldn't have mini games during a loading screen. Like you would think, oh hey, you know, I'm stuck in a loading screen, let's have a little mini game. Yeah, that was patented by a company. So I'm not a fan of those kind of patents, okay? But if you actually spend the time to research something, to develop something, and there's R&D costs involved, and you need to like protect an idea or something that you actively worked on, I'm okay with a patent in that regard. That makes sense. But patenting the idea or the concept of something is just kind of like, no. But also, I am not a patent lawyer, so I really have no leg to speak on with any of this shit. So. expire if you're not using them. Yeah, but, well, that's kind of like, that's the Sony thing. That's why Sony has to make a Spider-Man movie every so many years, because if they don't make a Spider-Man movie every so many years, the rights to Spider-Man revert back to Marvel. That's why they've had to relaunch the Spider-Man movies like 3 times now, because if they stop making, they literally cannot stop making Spider-Man movies. They have to, or the rights go back. Same with Force Stick and all that. Oh shit, I need that. There we go. I should put a Y splitter on this, but I'm not gonna bother. Close this, put this back on. Oh no! Yeah. Is that the right screw? I don't know. Is this the right screw? Probably. Ugh. Getting old. It's always fun when you get to that age where it's like, I need to pick something up off the ground. This is gonna cost me. Okay. Voila. Le bamboo is le fixed. Ho, ho, ho. Clean off the dust that's been collecting on top of it. Voila, c'est un bambou. So now we got to take apart that AMS. So let's put this on my handy dandy storage location of the freezer. Just let it sit there. Yeah. Probably should level the bed on this. We're going to spend some time and actually level the bed on this. Make sure it's actually flat. Okay. There's a manual for this. Oh yeah, shoot. Oh, this is gonna be even more fun. I glued this together. So we're gonna have to undo that. It is windy as shit out there. Can you guys hear the wind at all? I'm running the noise gate, so you might not. But it is windy out there. I have the right Allen key for this. I really need to clean this desk out. No? Okay. Well, it's windy as shit out there right now. It's not hot glue, it's super glue. Because I followed the fix. They had some issues. They've had to redesign the mold for the AMS. I believe they're up to version 3. Or at least it was version 3 last time I cared to check. Because they had cracking issues. So they kind of like, this is an original AMS. This is a version 1 AMS. And to fix it, it's like I don't harp them for the fix. It's actually clever. The plastic here, you see how you got these little tabs right here that these click into? Okay, these just kind of slot in, so you got this little plastic tab. They kept cracking up front because they were way too thin. So they designed this little 3D print that you put over it, and then you just put some super glue in these 2 holes, and it basically locks it all together. So we're gonna have to break that out, which it should break out relatively easily because the super glue doesn't really stick to metal. So we should be okay. So it shouldn't be too bad. If it's bad, it's bad. Also, it's gonna be interesting to see how much wear we have on the PTFE tubes in this. Because I don't know if this the other AMS that I have Hydra in right now that's jammed, that's why we're replacing this, probably has more print hours on it than this one. But I don't know for sure. Cool. Uh-oh. Okay, need that and that. hey, we might not have worn through the Bowdens yet on this one. On the last one I took apart, the Bowden tubes were all worn, like the front bank was worn right through. Okay. So now I gotta take all this shit out. So we gotta take all this out. So, where's my marker? I had a marker up here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot, I should have another color. There should be a red one. Okay. Try not to. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put all the components in the box. There we go. I had a red marker. Where's my red marker? Oh, orange. Orange works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I'm being smart, and because you got to unplug everything, I've labeled it all, so I know which plug goes where. What's better about the Hydra mod? You can actually use more spools. This is actually, the one thing that sucks with the AMS is it is limited in what spools you can use with. Spool compatibility is its biggest downside, and the Hydra mod allows you to use more spools, which is always a good thing. Should probably take a picture of this before I do that. There we go. When in doubt, take a picture. Okay. So, 1. Okay, can't write on that with that. Where'd that orange marker go? Any last minute tips? Read the manual twice. Actually go through the manual, make sure you know everything in the manual. What I like to do, what I recommend is go through the manual once, have your bag of plastic parts. As you go through the manual, grab the plastic part that you need as you come to it, make sure it's good, and then put it in another pile. So basically, as you go through the manual, go through, make sure you have all the plastic parts, and also, while you're doing that, put your heat sets in. So that way you get all your heat sets in, and you make sure you have all your printed parts and they're all like good. That's what I like to do personally. We're taking out the little drive motor at the back here. Join late, what are we building? We're doing a Hydra mod on an AMS, a Bambu AMS. And we've already done a little bit. We started the stream with some yapping, and then we hopefully fixed a sensor issue on the X1, and now we're doing the Hydra mod on the P1P here, or on the AMS. These are like slightly out of spec screws. There we go. All I know is Bambu's eating good. This is like the second stream in a row where we're doing Bambu content. which, by the way, the Mushroom Man from yesterday printed beautifully. Pictures of him on the Discord and the stream channel. He came out very good. Let's put a screw. Yeah, let's put that screw right underneath a PCB. Yeah, that's a great spot for that screw. Yeah. And of course it's going to be slightly out of spec, so of course can't really. There we go. Okay, yeah, come on. There we go. That's that. There we go. So this is the part that actually drives the filament up, I believe. Yeah, this is your tensioner. So you've got, it feeds the filament to here, and then you have this motor here, which has a little encoder on it, which actually drives the filament to the tool head, is this unit right here. Got a little tensioner and everything. So that's cool. That's that unit. If you want to see it, it's this. So this is one drive gear. So we need that. Get that there. Don't lose it. Don't lose any of the screws in it either. Yeah, that one's captive. Okay, good. Got a little Hall effect sensor. So you buy an X1E. Now comes the part where we throw our heads at the back and laugh. Ready? Ready. Fuck no. That machine has a market. There are people that will buy that machine, and it makes perfect sense for them. I'm not that market, and you aren't either, probably. That machine is being sold directly to businesses and education or anywhere they can actually get a sale. That machine has its spot, and that's what that machine is for. So remember, not every machine, and I've been saying this for how long? Not every machine is for every person. That is kind of annoying. He's got these little tabs. But guess what? I can just break the tabs out because we don't need it. Hey, look. So I do like, and you can kind of tell it's from DJI's background, I believe. All their PCBs have like a conformal coating on all the circuits. Like anything electrical exposed, like all the surface mount chips, they all have that conformal coating on it for water resistance. That is nice to see. Like I harp on them all you want, and I've got my fair share of critiques. Their stuff is actually, like, hardware-wise, like, they took the time. Like, granted, this thing has, like, 6 motherboards in it. Like, this is the brains. This is what runs this. So, for everyone's like, oh, just, we can use the AMS. No, because this runs a GD32F chip. Actually, this runs a GD32. You might be able to get Clipper on this. But the problem is there's no drivers. It's all encoders and whatnot. So that's that. So now the fun part. We got to get out the RFID PCBs, and they're glued in here. So get our skizzers, and we start hacking away like a Neanderthal. Wow. You guys use like a mile of glue in this one. Yeah, because these just come out. So this one is, so everything is here. So this is the right. This is the right one. Ow!
I didn't cut myself, I just like slammed my finger down and pinched something. There we go. And this is the left one. Today's episode, Nero loses a finger. Have you ever made a pull extruder? I have not. Clean off the excess glue, because these literally are just glued in there. There we go. Okay. What's the difference between the X1C and P1S? Bambu has a nice little chart on their website, but TLDR, the P1S is a cheaper version of the X1. It doesn't come with a hardened hot end. In my opinion, personally, between me and you, buy a P1S, put a hardened nozzle hot end in it, or hey, get one of the Pandas and run a Revo in it, and then you can run whatever nozzle type you want, and call it a day. That's what I personally would do. I don't, for your average person, I don't, and also I think they cheap you because the feed gears on the P1S are plastic and on the X1 they're metal. But for the, oh, and the bad screens, yeah, but let's be honest, most of you are going to be running it through the app or the slicer anyways. At least that's what I use. I don't use the app because I don't keep it on my phone, but I do use the slicer, which is right here. Panels are plastic. Like for most people, in my opinion, I believe the P1S is a better buy. It's a better value proposition. If you're serious about printing stuff like ABS and whatnot and hardened materials or stuff you need a hardened nozzle for, maybe the X1, but I think the P1S is a much better value. Tell us more about the Panda. Did you watch yesterday's stream? Go watch yesterday's stream. We played with it on yesterday's stream. Difference between pressure advance and K value and flow dynamics on the X1. I don't know how Bambu's pressure advance works. Is it pressure advance or linear advance? Because there's two different things. Clipper uses pressure advance. Marlin uses linear, and I'm not entirely sure what Bambu uses. But it's all like auto-tuned, like. Will they ever try to sell it? Wait. E-type printers, the average consumer. Well, the average consumer can buy it. You just got to buy it through a reseller. So if you go on Matter Hackers right now, you can buy an X1E. You can set the K value manually now. There you go. I've never actually bothered tuning my my Bambus. I just run everything stock. Not for the average consumer. Oh hell no! The X1E is for people who need to buy, who want to buy a Bambu for a business or whatever, but can't make the requirements. Because the reason you can't buy the X1E from Bambu directly, you have to buy it through a reseller, is because it's a Chinese product. A bunch of companies, like for a lot of companies and schools and businesses, for like government grants and whatnot in the US, it has to be a domestically sourced item. Buying a Bambu doesn't do that. So that's why you buy it through Matter Hackers. That's why Prusa bought Printed Solid, so they could sell to those Gucci government contracts and business contracts and whatnot, and make the I can't remember what the actual requirement's called. If David's in chat, hi David. If you're hiding, you probably know what it's called. But yeah. Okay, so we gotta get these off. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna use a pair of pliers for this. And Bambu won't support directly? Okay, well yeah, it's a business thing at that point. So these actually worked really good. These actually work pretty good for holding everything together, it looks like. It's a shame I gotta break them all. Most people don't want to invent China in their home business. Yep. I don't blame them. clean off all the super glue. Luckily, super glue doesn't really stick to metal too well. Oh, the super glue is broken already. Like, yeah, it's just a little bit holding it on. There we go. Now these should, if I remember correctly, is it 1, 2, or how many screws hold these in? Oh, there's screws down there too. More screws. More screws. I really don't like these screws because they're very easy to strip. So that'll come out now. Good. Those are those ones. Up. Any pneumatic compressed air printers out there? Like, are you talking about a printer that runs off compressed air? Probably no, because it's probably not a great system to power those. Dan S, I set up my A1. How's it going? Like a CPAP printer? Like, I mean, my VZBot, my VZBot has a CPAP machine in it for part cooling, but not motion. Personally use acetone. I'm all out of acetone. I'm actually disappointed that I'm out of acetone. I gotta go buy some now. Don't lose the screws. Luckily, there's only 2 types of screws for all this, so this is kind of nice. Okay, so now we should pop out. That's like a weird. That's the screw. No, I got all the screws. Why aren't you coming out? This one came out really easily. Oh, there's little tabs, that's why. Shoot. What? There we go. It's like always a little tab. There we go. Okay. And then we got this guy, which is our power cable. And it's stuck to that. So we're just gonna. They super glue this on? They super glue this on. Or hot glued it on. Or is that epoxy? I don't know. It's just stuck on with hot glue. How do you get super glue, hot glue off? Is it ISO dissolves it? Or I could just break it out. Ooh, it's like an epoxy. Okay. So here's our stock AMS body. These are probably completely soaked by now. Oh yeah, these are gel. These don't do anything no more. If anything, these probably made the chamber wetter. Oh, they're like used diaper. For those that know, these are like used diapers. Oh yeah, they're heavy. Okay. So if anyone wants to buy this, hit me up. Bidding starts at $500. Yeah. Oh, hey, look. A Hydra. So for anyone who's ever done this before, these are really cool. This is the Hydra mod. It basically, we're replacing that plastic part we took out with this one. This is 3D printed. It allows you to put the spool holders in several different orientations. Yeah, this is the fact that you can make the AMS better with a few printed parts. 3D printed, baby. So these are really cool because they print like this. So you don't need support. They just print like this. And this is, I printed these a little while. This is version 1.07. And it should just snap together. Yeah. Just snaps together. There we go. And then I need some screws. I don't know what size. I have 312s, I guess. I don't know. They just hold it together. What do I need? Cool. Oh, that's inside. Do this upgrade. I did on another AMS, but that AMS broke because I printed some glow-in-the-dark filament that like exploded inside of it, and I'd have to replace, like take everything apart to clean it out. So instead we're doing this. Also, that was a version 1 of the AMS, and I'll just put it this way. The print settings that I used and the final outcome part wasn't exactly great. It was a little shit. So it all needed to be replaced anyway. So I figured, screw it, I'll use the other AMS that I have. This one actually printed really good. Hey Matt, going good. So how do you do 8 color prints now? I don't know, I've never done an 8 color print. I've done 5 or 6, I think my ERCFA is a 6-unit one. Does anyone have any experience with flying with a V0 to TSA about to get pissy with it? Nope, ask Steve. Steve, I think it was Steve, or he flew with a Death Racer. But Jason flies with the positron in a case. Just have it in a hard pack carry-on. The guys that brought the crazy sons of bitches that brought the P-Rex just had that on their lap. Like they just brought the printer on the plane. So you should be fine as long as you're nice about it and not a dick. That's kind of my go-to. Okay, so I'm assuming one is on the left. There we go. Okay. And now, we just do what we did, but backwards. Simple as that. Also helps if you use the right screwdriver. Now, again, a lot of these are screwing into plastic, so don't overdo it. Just go until it stops, and then it stops. Don't force it. Ben Butler gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Appreciate it. Yeah, I really need to get an overhead camera out here. The fact that I don't have an overhead camera kind of sucks. Impact driver not recommended. Too many ugga-duggas. This is an operation where you do not want to overdo the ugga-duggas. You want minimal application of ugga-duggas with this. One. Two. Just remember, cross-threading is nature's Loctite. Freaking bots. No, fuck off. Goodbye, crypto bot. Be gone. Can't stand crypto bots. Yep. You remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. If righty-tighty becomes righty-loosey, you done goofed. Ah, dang it. What power tool ecosystem? Milwaukee. But by ecosystem, I mean I have a drill, an impact drill, and a circular saw. My miter saw is a Ryobi, but it's a plug-in, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Put 3 in. Oh, come on. Damn it. There we go. Okay. Troy J gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. What do I think about the Pinesil? Probably fine. I don't have one because I have a TS100 and my TS100 works just fine. So I haven't really looked into buying a Pinesil. So I'd be replacing something that works just fine with something that works just fine. So I've heard good things about it. The only real downside I've heard is, yeah, some people get duds. So like you may have a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a QC, but those were people that bought them when they first like came out. So I think they're pretty good now. That's like the only bad thing I've heard about them is some people who bought like initial batch ones got a few duds. Display going dim. I know. I got my TS100. I got the hacked firmware on it. I like it. I've got my 24-volt power supply. I use to power it. I also use it for like charging my drone batteries and whatnot. So. My system I kind of use for pretty much everything. What I need to do is make some fans for it so I can use it for like, so you guys will stop complaining about me when I solder without a exhaust fan going. Go. TS100 with barrel. Yeah, that's mine. Mine's the TS100 with the barrel jack. I've got a, I don't think it's out here. It's downstairs. Yeah, I brought it downstairs. But I've got a barrel jack and it just plugs. I've got a 24-volt, 350-watt power supply that I put in a bunch of XT60s in it with a 3D printed connector. So you can plug anything into it, really. What is a Pinesil? It's basically a TS100, which is basically just like a small soldering iron. But what made the TS100 really nice is its form factor and the tips and whatnot and its cost. And the Pinesil is basically a TS100, but USB-C. So with how good you can get USB power supplies and whatnot now, or run it off like a power delivery power bank for like remote. Because I know the TS100 was popular with people that do FPV quadcopters, because with an adapter you can run them off your lipos. Right, because they'll run off any voltage. They'll run off pretty much any voltage you feed in. Obviously, the higher the voltage, the more the quicker they'll heat up. So you want to run it like 24 volts optimally. But if you only have like, you know, a 4S pack, it'll still run off of that. So if you're on the field, you have to solder something on your quad, you can run the TS100 off a lipo. There we go. Okay. So we got those in. Looks good there. I've never done the part that clicks on here mod. Okay. I hear a truck. Oh, that's a train. Choo-choo. Okay, so this goes. So that snaps into position, and then we got some screws to hold that down. Really? Okay. Oh, what the heck's going on? Oh. Okay. Why? Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why this one leg is shorter than all the others. Fully extended. Fully extended. Fully extended. Lock. There we go. There we go. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. Professional YouTuber. Professional YouTuber. Okay, that's that. This one's left. Left. And that literally just kind of sits there. Right. Okay. We got this just kind of sat there. I don't think I have any glue. I've got some contact cement, but what I dropped this screwdriver. Not gonna bother with that. Okay. Now we get this guy. This goes right. Now this was an absolute bitch to get back installed, if I remember correctly, the first time I did this. So we're trying to put in this guy. Use these ones? I think yeah, you use these ones. Yeah, use these 600 ones. Did I do this? Yeah, that was on a different AMS though. And that was the older version of this mod. This is like a newer version of it. So the one I did was like the original release revision, and let's just say there's been some updates to it. So it's good to have updates. What are we building? We're doing the Hydra mod on a Bambu AMS system. Of course it's on an angle. Ah, fuck. There we go. Like a stupid little, the screw is like right on the edge, so it like skipped where it's supposed to go in. Get in your hole. Don't you do it now too. Don't you do it now too. If I undo it. Yeah. This was the most important part I remember from doing the last one. It just doesn't want to like start. There we go. Gotcha. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this goes to that goes there. Oh, look at that. So instead of gluing it down, they give you this nice little slot for it to go into. Very nice. There we go. Hey, come here. Oh, you boy. Look at the fur. Oh, you boy. Covered in fur. Covered in fur. Underneath the camera. Silly little man. Silly doggo. Okay. He's a good boy. Good doggo. Okay, so now what we have to do is a wee bit of cable management. So let's take a look here. So we're gonna have to get this into here. So these, we've got slots for this now. And these now go into these. Go. And there we go. So now I'm just going to get some tape and just kind of stick it down just to make sure everything's kind of good, and then we will put it back in the thing. The pup's name, Coda. He is a Shepherd Husky, and technically it's the wife's doggo. But he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Cable management. Good old cable management. Stuff everything underneath the cables. So that should, yeah, that should all be good. Okay, so there's that now. So now we take this, and we put it back in the body. So we got these two cables back here, so we make sure everything's connected. Make sure everything will sit flush once we sit it down, which we will. Okay. So we got these two here that we gotta plug in. Go. Okay. So what you want to do now is make sure that it's actually sitting down. Not like yeah, you want to make sure it's sitting down. There we go. Against the back, and then these go in. What are these 4 screws for? I know these 2 are for the big thing. I've got 4 small ones. What did I forget to screw in? What did I forget to screw in? That's screwed in. That's screwed in. Was there something I don't need anymore that I took out? Why do I have 4 screws? There was that, the clips, and those 4. And where is that other 4 from? Yeah, I've got 4 screws. I don't know what they were from, because everything else is already installed. There's those 4. Oh, it's these. It's those. I don't think I needed to take those out, but that's where I took them from. Yeah, I don't think I needed to take these out. Yeah, I took them out of this thing, which I didn't need to, I think. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, I took them out of the this thing, which I don't think I needed to, but I did. Yeah, I didn't need to. I just did because I'm dumb. Hopefully this doesn't screw anything up on this. It's extra screw, yeah. Little extra screws. Now this is, considering how small this is and simple it is, this is not something you want to end up with extra screws when you take it apart, put it back together. Big pinch though. Yes. There we go. Yeah, just super glue it all back together. There we go. Okay. And yes, that's how you're supposed to put them in. You just kind of shove them in. So now you can put your spool holder here, you can put it back here, you can put it here. Depends on the spool you're using, how big it needs to be and whatnot. Yeah, it all depends on what setup you're going with and what you need to run. There we go. Voila. Let's print something. Let's print something. Stay. Here, bigger. Fancy. So I'm just going to print on here. I'll set it all up tomorrow once we make sure it all works. That goes there. That goes there. Okay, that actually grips. Okay, that plugs in here. That's that. I need power. Voila. C'est magnifique. C'est une bambu. De bambu. Okay, so what are we gonna load in here? We got some black PLA from Prusament. So we'll load some Prusament in here to get it started. Cool. That's that one. Like, do you want to lubricate your lead screws? Yeah, I probably should. Okay, so we got that. What other PLAs do I have out here? That's ABS. That's ABS. That's ABS. That's... Oh, we got red. We got red Polylite. That works. close it with this one. Okay. Oh, there's a spider web in the middle. Cool. Got Mystic Brown. That's a PLA. What is this green? Is this green a PLA? That's an ASA. What about this? This is ASA. Spruce and orange. What do we got up there? That's all ASAs. We got Polylite, ABS, Jesse. Yeah, we'll load some pink Jesse in here. So I'm trying to load all kinds of filaments that I know don't normally work in these. So we'll do some Jesse. Jesse! We need to cook, Jesse. We need to cook. I need one more color. Green? I got green in there? Yeah, we'll load green. Okay. So now I gotta tell the AMS what we actually freaking have in here. I gotta vacuum this. Okay, so let's see. So, we gotta change all this. So this is now, yeah, I know, I wanna change it. I wanna change it. Okay, so generic PLA, and it is black. Confirm. That's generic PLA. That's red. Confirm. Generic PLA. That's pink. Generic PLA. Green. The fact that you can't do this in the slicer is annoying as shit. Green. At least you don't. I don't think. I'm going to double check in a second here. But yeah, the fact that you can't just change this in the slicer is annoying. Okay, I need a multicolor model to print. I want to make sure all four of these work. So we need a printables. Let's see what we can find. Fire up Orca slicer. You can? Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. So prepare. We've got X1 carbon. I mean, it's sync. There are no filaments. Oh, do I got go over here? Connect to the X1 LAN. Connect. Okay. There's that. Okay, so how? Oh, you could change them in here. Okay, you can change them in here. Sorry about that. I was wrong. My bad. Okay, there we go. So resync. There we go. Generic PLA. Okay, I need something to print that is multicolored. What can we print that is multicolored? That is kind of cool. Something simple. No, we're not going to use HueForge yet. This is cool. There we go. Nice, quick, easy slice plate. So we have the textured PI. This is just PLA, generic, standard slice plate. Quick, easy print. Hour and a half. Well, easy peasy. Quick, easy print. Not a Hue Forge, it's like a knockoff Hue Forge. Yeah, it's a spooky print. Ooh, spooky. It's the part of the stream where I crack open a drink, but I don't think I have any alcohol. Okay, are you printing? It's sent to the printer. Printing in progress. What are you doing? Print plate. Printing in progress. What are you doing? Okay, now it's doing it. They just didn't decide not. I don't know if the button didn't click or what. What slicer do I use most? Depends. Yeah, no alcohol. I'm trying to cut back on the alcohol. Doesn't mean I don't have other stuff, but I'm trying to cut back on the alcohol. I do have some White Claw. I mean, worst comes to worst, I got White Claw. Mushroom guy. There's pictures of him on the Twitter. Or on Twitter. I didn't post them on Twitter. I posted them on the Discord though. Second here. If you're wondering how the how our little friend finished, there you go. Top layers were a little but he finished good. The AMS, yeah, I know. I gotta print the spacer because the thing is, the problem is with the thing that we have where focus. Focus. Okay, focus on me. Focus on me. Focus on my face. There we go. The problem is because we put the way the Hydra works. So to be able to put some spools that normally wouldn't fit, you basically move the rollers closer to each other so it raises them up so it doesn't rub. The problem is the lid don't close no more. So there's a mod to fix it because of course there is. I just need to print it. So that is a mushroom man. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that is a mushroom man. There is spider webs inside one of these spools. White Claw, what are we in college? My wife likes them. I know you did. I'm looking at it right here. It's the spacer. You just print this and it's the spacer. Spider's in for a ride. Yeah, he's gonna get all loopy. That has a latch. Your latch is gravity. You just let gravity do its job. Cool. It's working. Hopefully. Oh, it's going back. don't know what it's doing. Oh. We're heat bed preheating. Oh, maybe, yeah, I was playing around with this. Maybe there was like a kink where like the two PTFE. And need a ring? Nah. Oh, yeah, we're purging. We're purging. It do be working. It do be working, y'all. We do be purging. We do be purging. Looks wobbly. It's on a desk. It's on a toolbox on wheels. Of course it's gonna wobble. Didn't you watch Angus's video? A wobbly desk is okay. It's like, grease up my rods. I'm like, okay, I'll grease up your rods. Although I do love the fact that literally the tape fixed the bed issue we're having. It didn't throw the error. It worked just fine. Oh, the spool in the AMS. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know, it was like maintenance was yelling at me. It's like, oh, you gotta grease me up. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. It is chilly out here. It is 16 Celsius out here. Ooh. It triggers automatically every 3 months. Yeah, that's the problem, because it's like, you don't really need to grease up your rods that often. Like, it's not like it's a high stress environment. Oh, probably should have taken this off beforehand. What are you doing? Jeez, the whole startup procedure on this thing. Hey, come in. What are you doing now? Oh. No, it does that thing. Yeah, the pre-print routine on this thing is just ungodly long. Yeah, this is where something like a V0 is a much nicer for like when you're starting up a print. Like if you just need to print like, oh shoot, I forgot that clip. Firing up a V0 that just heats the bed and goes, much quicker than something like this. So that's the thing about a fast printer. It's like, it doesn't matter how fast this is, it still takes you 5 minutes to get printing with it. Or longer. What animals can be turned into filament? I'm assuming like depends on like the filament. Like there's like gels and jelly you can get from animal product that, you know, with the right chemicals you can maybe make that into some sort of filament-esque type of material. Like PLA is cornstarch, basically, polylactic acid. Horses, yeah, you could boil down horses, maybe. I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, you're heating up to temperature. Here comes the purge. So I guess we're starting with red. Oh. Why'd you turn your light on? I told you I didn't want to use your LiDAR. How many warnings is this thing yelling at me about? LiDAR camera is dirty. I know the camera's dirty. F off. Also, this purge line back here is super annoying. Okay, that's doing that. Okay, I'm gonna let this go. I'll be back in a second. So I'm just gonna pause this. I'll be back in 1 second. I have returned. What'd I miss? Oh, purging. Purge-tastic. Sent me a link to the lid lifter. Oh, that's another one. Okay. Yeah, I'll print one of them. And I gotta print that. I gotta print a Google Home Mini holder for out here because I use Google Home Minis throughout my house to like automate stuff. So I got a Google Home Mini for out here. I just need to actually mount it up here. I don't have a poop chute, so I'm gonna be collecting all the purge somehow. This'll work. What is that? Thank you for shopping, 7-Eleven. Oh, that's from Thing. Well, I just have like the one I use is a very simple one. It works really good though. It's yeah, the Bambu, the poop chute bag. There we go. Easy peasy. There we go. Let me see if I can find it here. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. This is the one I use. Not the nut, but the mini this. So I just literally, this with a drywall screw, put it in the wall wherever, and it just clicks in and stays there. Have I seen Adam? Yeah, I watched Adam build it. I'm like, that's overkill, man. Like, smart man just puts the garbage back there and lets it fall in the garbage. Let's see, printer, no screen. Printer do printer things. I don't even know, what is this gonna look like when it's done again? Yeah, that'll look okay. And there goes the green. Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a hookup between these two PTFE tubes. How loud the AMS was. The whole machine is loud. The fans are loud in it, the motors are loud in it, this whole system is loud. Like these machines are nowhere near quiet. But it's a high speed and closed core XY machine, what do you expect? Like wait till the blower fan kicks in. Goal is to oversolve the problem. So this is hilarious. It's funny when you learn stuff. Okay, so you know I watched Jeff Gerling, and he did this. I
got an inside look.
He went to the where 45 drives is, right? So he went to 45 drives. To go visit their like location and whatnot. So I'm watching it and they're like, oh yeah, and then we flew into Sydney, and I'm like, where 45 drives is, like this doesn't like leak any personal details, but where 45 drives is located in Sydney in the industrial park. Yeah, my grandfather worked at that steel mill. Like that's where like Sydney is where like my mom's side of the family is from. My family's house when I was like born was literally up the hill from where 45 drives is now. Like a 5-minute walk. It's like, oh, well, you know, that's cool. It doesn't affect me now because I live here, but. What's all the pink schmutz? Probably filament. I'm using pink filament in part of this. So maybe the first layer is kind of shitty. Oh, it's the purge tower. Yeah, the first layer is a little squished, actually. The first layer is a little over extruded. Oh well, it's the first layer. Get a hot glue gun. I already got a hot glue gun. It's downstairs. I don't need it out here, but I have one. Yeah, I got it. Where are those at? Where did those go? There's one. I've got these for out here. I gotta find where I put them. Did I? Are they up here? Oh, there's the plugs.
There's the plugs. Don't knock the camera over. So this is what I do for my print rooms. So I got this set up in the basement, and then I'll do the same thing out here. So what I do is I don't have a Google Home out here, so I can say it, but I'm not going to say it because I know it sets off all your shift. I go into the print room downstairs, or even upstairs, because it's all networked, right? So I go, okay, Google, turn the cameras on. And it turns the cameras on. Because I have it set up, and that's the only call out I use. So I'm gonna have to change it from the cameras to like the basement cameras or the upstairs. Because what I do is you get these smart plugs, okay? Which you can buy these dirt cheap. And then you buy these, which turn one plug into three. And it's their cameras. They're not like they're pulling high currents, so you're okay. So I do this, and boom, 3-port smart plug. So you plug this in, you set it all up on your thing. So now you plug like your cameras into here and like your studio light, like your main studio lights. So then you just go, okay, trigger word, turn the cameras on, and it turns your cameras and lights on in one go. So yeah, so you buy these at the dollar store, and you buy this, you can get these for like $5-10. So that's what I use these for. They are super easy and super great and cheap. And they're grounded. Make sure they're grounded, but they are grounded. I don't know if I can get this up higher. There we go. Yeah, it's really over extruding that first layer. Bamboo, what the heck? I thought you're supposed to be better than this. And hackable from the internet. That's why they only, computers. The camera, wow, they could turn the camera on, but they can't start a stream. So worst comes to worst, they turn some lights and a camera on. And then what I do is I have them set so that they're on a timer. So every, I think it's like 2 a.m. They're set for like 2 a.m. they turn off. So if I finish a stream and forget to turn the cameras off, they turn off automatically at 2 a.m. So. I'm low on my gamer subs here. Does Google? I don't know. I've only ever, I haven't bothered. I'm fine with the current trigger word. It doesn't bug me. Okay, these are really cool. Disney, don't sue me. These are like little robots they got around Disneyland doing Star Wars stuff. These are little remote controlled robots. I want one of these so badly. Look at these little guys. They just walk around Disney, the Star Wars area at Disneyland. I want one of these guys. I want it. Same as you put them in the 3D test department carbon fader. I will build one over Christmas break. Freaking talking with David. If you were at IRF, David was the guy who had the Gil droid, the RX-9IL or whatever it is. He calls it Gil. That'll be next Saturday's video. Talking with him, I really want to build one now because I kind of want something to go with the Mando suit. I want a little droid to follow me around in the Mando suit, but I don't know how to do that. So. Because the problem is with the Mando suit, I can't see shit. So how am I supposed to drive a robot? I guess you could do something like a wrist gauntlet controller, but it'd be nice if you could just set to auto follow. That spool needs alignment. That's fine.
Good enough. You can't even see the spool. Can't even see the spool. Collab with, like, I wish it were that easy. Like, hey guys, you know, Hacksmith is 2 hours north of me. I'll just hop over to Hacksmith. It doesn't work that way. I've been trying to get Joel to come on the stream for a billion years. Actually, I think he came on once. We had him on once. But yeah, it's not that easy to just collab with another YouTuber. It'd be nice, but you know. Have I seen the Bambu ads? I have not. I don't watch Bambu's ads. Oh, I know that guy, the Michael guy, but those are RX droids, mostly. Joel's have a secret migration pattern. I know. He was flying into what, Chicago or whatever to go to, like, because we're in Minnesota. He was in Minnesota the other day. He travels a lot. When is the Nero 3D podcast? Okay. So currently right now, my current schedule, Monday, we got a 3-hour gaming live stream on Twitch. Tuesday, we do a 3-hour printer build stream. Wednesday, a 3-hour gaming live stream on Twitch. Thursday, I edit Saturday's video. Friday, we have a printer game or printer stream. Saturday, we have a printer stream. Sunday, I do nothing. You guys are getting 15 hours of content in a video out of me already a week. Then now you want me to fit a podcast in there? I mean, sure, why not? But that's already kind of the Friday streams. The Friday streams are kind of the podcast. Because we just kind of form. I'm not going to Form Next. I can't make Form Next work. It is windy as shit out there. I cannot make Form Next work. Sundays seem perfect. Sunday is family stuff. We do family stuff. Little guy's got swimming lessons and we go shopping and whatnot. Although I do want to fit in another gaming stream. I do want to do 3 a week. So we'll see. We'll see. How about more interviews? I do interviews. Like, here's the thing. I don't want to pester people for interviews. That's the thing. Like, I know interviews are a thing with some people, but like, I don't. You know, if it comes up in conversation, I don't mind, but I hate pestering. I don't cold call people for interviews. So. Which filament is it doing? Oh, it's doing the black. Yeah, it's purging. We're using some good Prusament for this too. But yeah, maybe get Max on again in the future once a few things come out. I know we got Smurf coming up, so everyone's kind of busy getting ready for that. So. What I need to do is get a replacement for this. So this is my problem. This. I love this. This is how I do videos on the go. So when I go to like Smurf and Earth, and you've seen any of the videos I film, when it's filming on a tripod, it's great because I put the GoPro on the end of this. I walk up, I do this, I do that, I do that. I go, boom, hey, let's film a video. It's great. I love this setup. The problem is flying with this. I don't like flying with this because it doesn't fit in my carry-on. So I literally have to, like, I can take it apart. I can take this off. And then this kind of fits in my carry-on, but I get like weird looks. Because this is like too long. I wish this was like this long. Like I wish this was shorter. Because this doesn't fit in my carry-on. So I like strap it on my backpack and it looks really weird walking through the airport, but this is my go-to, so I might get a different one for Smurf, we'll see. Something smaller. An actual compact tripod versus a monopod that I use as a tripod, because it's so light. If you watch me when I have the camera on it, like I'll put the GoPro on it and just walk around at Smurf, walk around like Gandalf with it. It is getting chilly out here right now. I might have to start wearing sweaters out here. It's not an air fitting, but it is a quick connect. So what it is you have a push ring. This is the Cobra 2. There's a Cobra 3 that's better, but this is the Cobra 2. And you can also get this in carbon fiber, which is like a pound lighter, but my channel doesn't have that revenue. So yeah, this just pops off. So it's just a quick connect. And then you can actually like loosen it and rotate the head around. There's like an actual, you can loosen this and move it around and whatnot. But usually I leave it just tight. Just enough that you can move it if you need to, but you don't have to. And then you can also have it on the head. The head comes off too. So this is a 1/4 inch or 3/8, and it steps down to 1/4 with a little spring. So this way you can quickly like take the camera off. So. And then I sticker bombed it. But yeah, this works really good. I like this. It's just, it doesn't fit on my carry-on. So I have to like strap it on the outside and walk around like a weird person. Which, let's be honest, do that anyways. Standing next to a wall of heaters. I mean, if you want to pay my power bill, I'm all down for it. So don't forget, we got the giveaway at 11. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance there. And also, while you're there, check the links in the description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And also, don't forget to like that smash button. If you want to help support the channel, content I create, things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, gifting memberships to others, or direct donation. It allows me to do what I do because I have a mortgage. Mortgages suck. So if we have any Saudi oil princes in chat, also hit me up. How much power does a 350? I don't know. I don't have anything connected to any of my printers to measure power draw. I just know if I'm printing a full set of Mando armor in a week, it hits my power bill. But also playing the crap out of Baldur's Gate 3 over the past like 2 months also hits my power bill. So yeah. A 3080 and a 3950 CPU cranking full tilt for 300 hours will do that. Oh, it's doing the checking. It's finally done the first layer. Yay. Bag's getting filled with poop. Bag's getting filled with poop. Take care, Apollo. Yeah, it's got the poop bag. See, this is annoying because it cools down when it does that check, so now it's got to heat back up again before it can get back to doing printing things. The APC, yeah, but that has the printers downstairs hooked up to it, which at the moment is at 250, and that's it. I think it draws like 30 watts, or it's like 10 to 15 watts at idle, I think. I don't know how much when it's going. I've never actually, I can't remember. There we go. And yeah, I can hear this machine inside my house when it's running. I went inside to talk to the wifey for a little bit. And it's like, yeah, you can hear this machine out there. It is loud. It is very loud. Especially right now because it's facing the door. It's like, ugh. Which button? There's like a menu button on the front of it. It'll cycle through various readouts. Is the Smart Switch one of those that also meters? No, it's whatever the cheap. It's a commercial electric smart plug. It was like $5. Whatever the cheapest one I could get. I don't know if the app has it because I haven't used these ones before. So maybe the app has monitoring, but I don't know. I don't like apps. I try to avoid apps as much as possible. So half the time I like set them up and then I delete the app. Uh, 248 watts. Yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, remember, you're running a several hundred watt heater, a 50 watt hot end, a bunch of fans. Like, you're gonna draw power. Like, it's pretty much a mini toaster oven. The Prusa Mark III is 11 watts idle and the Voron V0 4 watt idle. Nice. It depends also like what Raspberry Pi you have in there. If you have like always on fans, like what your settings are for, like if you got LEDs. Like my machines, a lot of them have LEDs that are just plugged in directly to main. So if the machine's on, LEDs are on. Yeah. So it really depends on your setup. That's the problem with, that's always going to be the problem comparing open source or DIY machines. You don't know how people have them set up. So, why is Bambu sitting there? Take that. Yeah, it takes this long to change colors on a Bambu. This is why multicolor setups with a single nozzle aren't perfect. There is no perfect setup for multicolor. Every setup has its advantage and disadvantage. This one, it's slow. And you waste purge. Okay, I'm muting this because this is Disney and I don't want to get sued. I want these. Are those Stream Decks? Those are Stream Decks. Oh my God. Look at their little stubby legs. I love how this is a fake crack. Like this crack in the concrete, these are fake cracks. Like this is Disney. These are fake cracks in the concrete. Look at those little guys. Yeah, they're almost like, they're not quite like, they're too chonky to be BD1. I want one. I want it. Do you intend to buy a Raspberry Pi necessarily to use that printer? No, I have no need for a Raspberry Pi at all, like a Pi 5. I've got, right now I've got 2 Pi 4s on hand ready to go for projects if I need them, and one will probably end up in the Ultimaker. I don't need a Pi 5. Like I have, you know, my computer my computer, the TV in the living room, I've got one of those little thin client computers. It's got a 4750T in it. It's got an Intel 4750T in it, i7. It's like one of those little, you know, cube computers that you had in thin client things. So that with like 8 gigs of RAM is running my TV up in the living room. It's running Linux Mint. So yeah, I don't need a Pi 5. Is that noise AMS? Every noise you're hearing other than me talking and the music is out of this machine. Nothing in this room is running right now. The lid is open because we have the Hydra mod, so we could fit spools that don't normally fit. And the downside of that is the lid don't close because I haven't printed the spacer. So on the bright side though, we can put spools that normally don't work in this in here now. What's my favorite machine implementation of dual extrusion? Well, if you're just talking dual extrusion, 2 color, you're looking something like an IDEX would probably be your easiest thing to go. Or just any machine with a Y splitter, if you don't mind tuning. New droids with wheels on the end. Well, I know there's a reason walking robots really don't exist outside of sci-fi. It's because mechanically it's a pain in the butt, and wheels are just easier, cheaper, and more economical and more efficient. But they're cool. Damn it! I want to flap my 10-meter tall armored core around. How does this look on the camera in here? The only thing that legs have over wheels is terrain. Yeah, terrain traversal until, you know, your giant combat mech that weighs as much as an M1 Abrams has a surface area on the ground about this big and sinks into the mud. Like I've seen pictures of like fully loaded F-15, so fighter jets, just normal fighter jets, right? Which are heavy. They're actually quite heavy, but they're on 3 wheels. I've seen them break through concrete just on the wheel. So imagine that vertical on 2 little legs, on 2 feetsies. Even if they're big feetsies, you are just digging into the ground with every step. Well, just ask Michael Reeves to build. Yeah, Tunkin, let me just hop on the Discord that has all YouTube content creators on it, and I'll just send him a DM. Tracks like a tank. Yeah, and then you're a tank, which tanks are already a thing. Warhammer Titans are real life. Yes, yes. Yes, everything in Warhammer is real life. M1 contact patch isn't as big as you think. Oh, wait. Yes, but there's still tank treads. So you're taking something that weighs as much as an Abrams and putting it along those treads. Now imagine you take that weight and put it on 2 feet. And remember, it's on 2 feet when it's standing still. When it's walking, for a part of that, it's on 1 foot. That is a lot of weight. Square cube law is a thing. There's a reason we don't make walking mechs. Plus, you know, ask Russia what happens with armor when you just go into a place with a bunch of guys with N-laws and javelins and whatnot. So take your tank and make it vertical. Yeah, N-laws be having a field day. But I want to be a Special Marine. I want to be a Special Marine too, but I want my armored core. But that ain't gonna happen. ATST. Yeah, and then some Jawas show up with some dead trees and you're done. What the heck was that noise? Oh, I think it just pooped out a filament. Tanks are designed to have... Yeah, you want to hunker down a tank. There's a reason like they bury them half the time in combat scenarios, because you want to go haul down. Or whatever it's called. Like, you don't want to be a giant 10-foot mech standing there just asking to get swiped by a javelin. Lowrider tank. Just put it on the hydraulics. What time are we at? We got 7 minutes left until we do the draw. 7 minutes. How many people we got anyways? We've got 398 people have entered, but only 200 and something of you have liked the smash button. The math don't check out, so make sure you like the smash button. If you're going down there to enter for the contest, you might as well like the smash button on the way. Yeah, rude, just rude. Gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. The math ain't mathin'. Like the smash button 4 times. Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. You got an auto clicker. That might be a problem. Don't do that. That might get me in trouble. How's this coming along? Oh, this will be a cool model when it's done. Still over extruding. Then again, this filament, you know, is kind of dusty and cobwebby, so it's not exactly the highest quality filament. Tron2K, hello there. You've got 5 minutes left in the stream. Well, 5 minutes left in the official part of the stream. I don't know if we'll do it near or after dark tonight. Generic PLA. Yeah, this is all generic because it's all generic. Like it's what I got. I got Prusament, I've got Polymaker, I've got Jesse, and I've got Uri1 filaments. So it's all just random filament. Is the print on the bed slide? I don't know. It was on print or Thingiverse. Let me pull it up here. Or no, not Thingiverse, Printables. Featured models. I think they're having a Halloween contest. It was in there. I saw it. Yeah, here it is. Monster Art Ghost. Any idea what I'll build after the VZBot? Not sure yet. Tony M, thank you for coming a member. There's the VZBot build. There is the current ongoing modding of Tallboy. Cocoa Press should be within a month, hopefully, whenever that shows up. Same with Annex K3. And then there's other little things I can throw in here and there, like Prusa Mini stuff I need to revisit and whatnot. Or the not a Prusa Mini. Pio Poly? Well, I need the machine for that, and that would be more just a review and an unboxing video, and then like maybe a stream or two around it. Well, I'll be putting the new Revo on your Bambu. TMSOYT, how do you pronounce that? How are you supposed to pronounce that? Anyways, I'll beat you to it. Go back in time and watch tomorrow's stream, because that's what we did on yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream, we put the Revo, the Bambu, or the BQ Panda on the P1P. We did that yesterday. Wonder if you could retrofit the LiDAR system. Here's the thing, Corey, you boy. No, Bambu won't let you because the firmware is locked down. So you can't change the firmware to let it do it. And it doesn't have the connectors. And the tool head board on the P1P doesn't have the connectors that you would need to hook up the LiDAR. And then also, even if it did, you wouldn't be able to tell the firmware that it has a LiDAR because it's Bambu and the firmware is locked down. So. The PEC that was sent back. Dragonflame, I've been checking the PO box. Nothing showed up at the PO box. What did you send it with? Like, if you send anything to the PO box, you need to make sure you send it with like mail. So like USPS, Canada Post, like it has to be mail. You can't send it FedEx or anything. That's why that's USPS. Did they say why it was sent back? Like customs may have been dicks about it if you didn't fill out the paperwork right, because it is plastic. Like it is. I don't know what they did. Like there was nothing on my end because I've been checking. I check it once a week. Like once a week, usually a Thursday or Friday, I go check it, and there was nothing. Okay, so we got 1 minute to do the giveaway. So it sucks it got sent back because I've been waiting on it because I want to play with it. I've got Toasty Boys hankering for some pack. So. Okay, less than a minute to enter. Or see open source controller boards for them. There's no point. I could put an octopus in here, but what I would have to do is I'd have to completely gut the tool head, because everything in the tool head has its own board. Everything on the tool head plugs into the tool head board, so I'd have to replace the tool head board. So I'd have to redo the hot end, the entire tool head, run wires to a new controller board. You'd have to gut all the electronics. The screen wouldn't work. You'd have to gut all the electronics, and at that point, you might as well just build a current design open source printer instead of trying to turn this into one. Or we tried to print Altum. It was the one where the front falls off. Okay, no longer accepting replies. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream after the giveaway, because, yeah. How many people don't know how to enter 0? Oh, there's one. Oh, one person. So, I need a number. AMS has 4 slots. I need a number between 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 420. That, no. 3. 1, 2, 3. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, the computer knows. Winner will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So congratulations to Chris Moran. Congratulations, Chris Moran. You have won yourself a spool of Polymaker if you're the one person. Yeah, you're not the person. Okay, you're good. So congratulations. You will get an email from me after the stream ends on how to get your filament from Polymaker. So we're gonna call it there. Yeah, this was fun. Totally, I told you we had content tonight. So shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Link for them and more in the video description. Also, for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible.
And shout out to Bambu for sending me this printer at some point last year when we were on speaking terms, because hey, it gave me something to do tonight. We'll carry on Tuesday with the VZBot. And Monday, if you're into that, Twitch stream at 11 a.m. for some video games or Baldur's Gate. So I'm going to say goodbye now. And yeah, Saturday night, be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Wash your hands. And I will see you in a day or two. Goodbye.